What's up, everybody? I'm back with another stadium review without the 2-minute channel update that I did at the beginning of yesterday's stadium review. Won't do that again today because I already did that again. Today, though, is a review of the Sprint Center, or is it called the Sprint Center? I don't know, guys. I don't know what it's called. But the correct name of it will be in the title, along with a modern picture of it. But the last time I was there, I was called the Sprint Center. It's an arena in Kansas City, Missouri, right in the middle of downtown. And it's a multi-purpose, well, I don't want to call it multi-purpose, but it's like an arena, but it doesn't have a main purpose. You know, like Tennessee basketball stadiums, Presidents Center, basketball, Soldier Field, football, Spartan Stadium football. This one doesn't have a main tenet. It has hosted NCAA tournament games. It has hosted hockey, certain hockey events. But the reason I went there is it was playing host to Global Finals 2019. Forgot to mention when I went to the Tennessee one, we went there 2016, 17, and 18. 2019, they moved it to Kansas City, and they hosted it in this arena. And so, yeah. They hosted the, I went there, so I got to go there twice, the opening and the closing ceremony. We got there pretty early one time, so I got to walk around, look at the facilities and stuff like that. And I have a pretty good feeling of how I see the stadium and how I review it. So, let's jump into it. And this one, I think I count a little bit more, since it doesn't have a permanent tenant. There's really no one way you really want to see this stadium. Just see it in all its glory and stuff like that. So let's jump into this review. So, one cool amenity that is unique to it and not a lot of others, not really any other stadiums in the world even, is it has the College Basketball Hall of Fame connected to it. You go in the same door as you would go in for, I'm going to call it the Sprint Center for the whole video, but it's probably not that. I'm going to say it like that because T-Mobile bought Sprint, but I'm calling it the Sprint Center. So you go in the Sprint Center, and instead of going to the right, which gets you into the stadium, you go to, in the arena, you go to the left, and you get to go to the College Basketball Hall of Fame. That's pretty cool. But what a travesty that the stadium that has the College Basketball Hall of Fame connected to it doesn't have play host to a college basketball team. Who thought that was a good idea? Jeez. What are they thinking there? My God. But it's also not a very direct, like, okay, go this way or go this way. It's like you go into this like open pavilion area, and you kind of have to navigate. If it's really busy, you got to navigate your way through the crowds. Like, God forbid it probably wouldn't work for a permanent tenant because of how I don't even remember it being that big. I mean, imagine it was like for the NCAA tournament. Probably didn't have the Hall of Fame open during that game. Probably nobody was going there to go watch the tournament game, but when you go off to the left, then you get to the gate to pay for the thing, and then you go to the right, the ticket scanner thing area, that's like inside. So at least like in Kansas City, so it's gonna be hot, and you get air conditioning and stuff like that. That's pretty good. But I'm not gonna talk about the College Basketball Hall of Fame. I do have a shirt and a pin from there. Didn't actually go there. That's a fun story that I might tell one time. But how I acquired that. It's a little short story, but I'm not going to do it in this video because it's not pertaining to the topic. So I won't talk about that, but I will talk about the arena. First off, before we start the arena's amenities, other than what I just talked about there, I think the stadium's at a very, very bad location. It is right downtown. There is no parking, literally almost zero parking anywhere near the arena. It's also very hard to find. It's not that big compared to other stadiums because it doesn't have a permanent host, so they don't need that. It's weird. The capacity is not that bad, but it's hard to find. It's not like this like select thing. It's like connected into another building, so it's really, really blends into the area, and so you have a hard time finding it unless you're right next to it. The kind of thing like that, but It's, I mean, you get used to it. You know, they have like across the street. There's like a sports district area plus a store and stuff. So like when the Kansas City Chiefs are in the playoffs or something, they watch games from over there. And that's a pretty popular area. There's like bars around the area and stuff, so it fits in. But my God, was it hard to find and hard to access. Especially in downtown Kansas City, it's a lot hillier than you would think it would be. But now talking about the actual arena itself, when talking about the last stadium review, I was like stuck back in the 80s and the 90s. This one is not. It is modern. At least I remember it being very modern, up to date. It was very clean as well, very crisp, clean. You walk in and it's all lighted, like Sprint colors is lighted yellow. Yellow, blue. No, it's got yellow and stuff like that. And it has 2 levels. So you go down and you go up, and then along the front wall where it faces the street, it's like big windows, so you can actually stand. Especially if you're up on the 2nd level, you can look out onto the street and you can see that district I was talking about earlier that you watch Chiefs games at. I think they do Royals games as well, but the Royals haven't been good in like 6 years, 7 years. So then you can look over there, and you can look on the street, you can see across to the sports store, stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. I like that lookout area. It's also, again, very sleek, very, very good design. Very aesthetically pleasing for me, honestly. There's a big Sprint logo both inside and outside. They're both illuminated. Really promoting Sprint here. It's not very big though. It's both very easy to get lost and both very easily to cover the whole ground in like 20 minutes. Because you don't see anything. Like, it's not that big. I don't even remember it being like a full circle around. I think up top it is. I don't think below it is. But that'd be kind of weird. So I'm gonna say it is a full circle, but don't have a gift shop. They don't, which makes sense because they don't have a permanent tenant. So why would you have a gift shop for a stadium? That's pretty weird unless you're like Fenway or something like that. But then there's like concession stands. Again, didn't get to try the concessions, but I would again assume it's just generic food and drink like you would see at any other stadium. So pretty mid, if I do say so myself. So nothing new there. And then you get into the actual arena, and it's not small, but it's not big. It's not very big. It does not have those stupid rectangular walls up top that block like 1,000 of the seats. No, it doesn't have that. So points there, people. That was pretty great. And other than that, I mean, you get nice. You get good. Those I noticed in the sun, when the sun's going down. The sun like illuminates in from the windows and like through the doors on one side of the arena, and it illuminates into the stadium, which is even easier to see when it's like when they darken it, for the obviously for the ceremonies and stuff like that. So that was pretty cool. And the seats are pretty close together. I remember, I'm a fat guy. I was even fat back then, almost 3 years ago now since I last was there. But I remember that being a huge thing. But again, the scoreboard was nothing impressive. Again, no permanent tenant. It's kind of hard to do that. But it does they do a good job of making it usable for a lot of things. I believe they even host like a monster truck event there one time, which that'd be cool. I've been to a couple of those. But those were a long time ago, but I could talk about those maybe some story videos. You guys want to see more stories, you got to push me because I don't have a lot of good stories left to tell as of right now, but got a lot of these stuff, and that's pretty much it. Overall, I think it's a awesome stadium. I think it definitely deserves a tenant, especially if you have the College Basketball Hall of Fame connected to the stadium. You need to have a college basketball tenant. Or move the Hall of Fame somewhere else. You can't have in there. Whose idea was that? I don't even think they've ever had a tenant at all. I don't think they have, but it's weird. I don't know. Overall though, very sleek and modern design. But other than that, nothing from something that's like hard to find to mid interior, mid bowl design, small, hard to find, and but it is very aesthetically pleasing. So it's gonna get bumped up to a 6 out of 10 on that one. If it gets permanent tenant, gets maybe some little bit of switches in there, maybe it'll be good. But I think Kansas City definitely at least get a pro team in there. Like they could probably work out a pro team because they only have basketball and not basketball. They don't have basketball. They have football and baseball. Get a hockey team or get a basketball team in there. Something. Drive more traffic. I mean, come on. It can't be that hard, right? But anyway, that has been my review. So yeah, I will have hopefully more gaming content again coming, but also some stuff regarding my trip to the Big Ten tournament. At least one thing, and hopefully some shorts. So stay tuned. Stay with me here, people. I will get back to the daily uploads sooner rather than later. So until next time, everybody, I'll see you guys later. Okay, bye.